The music pulsed loudly, the kind that seemed to fill every inch of the room, vibrating to the floors and echoing inside your chest. Laughter rippled through the crowd. Glasses chimed together, and flashes from cameras splashed gold and silver light across the walls. It was meant to be a celebration, our anniversary, surrounded by friends and colleagues who had witnessed our marriage grow and flourish over the years. I remember thinking how flawless everything appeared. The perfect venue, the perfect dress, the perfect couple. But perfection has a cruel habit of cracking quietly before it finally breaks. Across the room, I spotted Daniel. His tall frame stood beneath the fairy lights, their soft glow tracing the outline of his shoulders. He was speaking with a woman I didn't recognize, someone from his office. Perhaps. She was strikingly beautiful, confident, with that easy kind of grace that comes from knowing how much attention she naturally draws. They stood a little too close. Her laughter came a little too easily, and his smile, the one I used to think was mine alone, lingered just a moment too long. I tried to silence the unease rising in my chest. It's just work talk, I told myself. Just a friendly conversation. I turned to greet another guest, forcing a polite smile that didn't quite reach my eyes. But when I glanced back, Daniel was gone, and so was she. A dull thud of panic began to build beneath my ribs. I scanned the crowd, searching for his familiar face, but suddenly the room felt endless, a blur of strangers and noise. I excused myself, my heels tapping against the marble floor as I moved faster, urgency tightening in my throat. That's when I saw it. The door near the back left slightly ajar. Cold night air drifted in through the opening, and Daniel was nowhere to be seen. For a long moment, I just stood there, half in the warmth of the ballroom, half in the chill of the night, caught between disbelief and dread. My mind refused to process what my eyes were showing me. The spot where he'd been standing only minutes before now felt vacant, hollow, as if the air itself had shifted. I stepped outside, the night wrapping around me like a warning. Behind me, the laughter and music dimmed, muffled by the heavy doors. Ahead, only the faint hum of traffic and the whisper of leaves answered me. I called his name once. No response. My phone buzzed, messages from guests asking where I'd gone, but none from him. I waited 5 minutes, then 10. Still nothing. 1,000 questions clawed at me. Had I said something wrong? Missed a sign? Or had something deeper already been unraveling, quietly, for longer than I'd dared to see? When I finally returned to the ballroom, the lights felt too harsh, the laughter too sharp. Everyone had gone back to dancing, as though nothing had happened, as though my world hadn't just fractured in silence. Sarah, my closest friend, caught my eye. "Where's Daniel?" she asked, still smiling, unaware. I opened my mouth to answer, but nothing came out, only a tremor that betrayed me. My drink shook in my hand, the glass cold against my skin. The party went on around me, a blur of bright colors, laughter, and celebration. But inside, all I could hear was the sound of that door closing behind him. I didn't sleep that night. The red digits of the clock blinked endlessly in the dark, each one marking time I couldn't bear to face. My phone stayed silent, his name fixed at the top of my screen, unread messages collecting like dust beneath it. By morning, I had convinced myself there had to be a reason. Maybe an argument I hadn't noticed, an emergency, something, anything. But when I walked into the kitchen, the truth was waiting for me. His keys were gone. His watch, the one he never left behind, was missing, too. Only his wedding ring remained, sitting quietly on the counter, a small, simple circle of gold that suddenly felt impossibly heavy. I called him again and again, each unanswered ring slicing deeper into the stillness. Eventually I stopped. I just sat there, staring at that ring until the morning light blurred through my tears. Days passed, each colder than the one before. Friends from the party began to reach out, asking if everything was okay. I told them he'd gone on a work trip, that he needed space. Little lies, bitter on my tongue but easier than the truth. Silence has a strange way of becoming its own presence. It filled our home, our routines, my thoughts, and somewhere within that silence, I began to see the fractures, The way I'd stopped listening. The exhaustion in his eyes when I talked about everything but him. The party lights had long since faded, but their glow still haunted me. A reminder the night he chose to disappear.